my most amazing artist. I hope you're having a great day so far. Today, we are going to work on week 2 of our Sunshine Rainbow. So if you haven't already, go watch week 1, where we draw our sunshine using different lines, and different shapes. We have one part of our project done, the sunshine part. Now we have to do the rainbow part. Okay, so for today, you are going to need your drawing from last week. You're going to need a pair of scissors, some type of glue. We are going to use a glue cup, and this just has regular white glue in it, and a cheap little paintbrush that I don't mind using for glue. And I have strips of paper in the colors of the rainbow. Okay, so today we are going to practice putting these colors in rainbow order. If you forget the rainbow order, then you can just try to remember Roy G. Biv. And he tells us that the rainbow order is red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, which is like a darker blue color, and violet. Remember, purple and violet are literally the same thing. Oops, I almost forgot to tell you, you might also want to use a messy mat. This is just a piece of paper I don't really care about. This is going to catch my mess if I accidentally spill my glue or something, because it can get a little bit sticky. So I want to keep our table nice and clean, and that is why I've laid down a messy mat. All right, now that we know everything that we're going to need today, let's go ahead and get started. First thing that we're going to do is cut out our sunshine. So we need to go over a couple scissor safety tips. Okay, we have used scissors in art class before, so we should know how Miss M expects you to hold your scissors. As you can see, there is a smaller hole here and a bigger hole over here. The smaller hole is where your thumb goes. So we're going to put our thumb in the smaller hole, and then my other fingers out here are going to go into the larger hole. You might be able to fit all your fingers in there, but that's a little bit uncomfortable for me, so I'm just going to let my pinky hang out by itself. Okay, so now that we know how to hold our scissors, we want to make sure before we start cutting that our thumb is on top. We want to make sure our thumb is on top because that is what helps us cut a lot safer. Okay, if we cut with our thumb on the bottom, I have to twist my arm really weirdly here, and it's very uncomfortable. So I want to twist my arm to make sure my thumb here is on top. Okay, now this hand is doing all the hard work, so I have a lazy hand over here, but I need to give my lazy hand a job. And his job is to hold my paper and tell my scissors where to cut. So I'm going to rotate my paper to where I want to make my first cut. And as I start cutting this, you're going to notice that my scissors are not moving around the paper. Okay, my scissors are always cutting away from myself. Okay, and I have no friends in front of me, so I'm not cutting towards anybody either. So whenever you're cutting, make sure you're not twisting your arm like this and cutting towards yourself, because that can be very dangerous, my friends. Turn your arm around, make sure the blades of your scissors are facing away from you. Your thumb is on top, your lazy hand is holding your paper, and the lazy hand is actually going to rotate your paper around and show your scissors where to cut. So as you can see, my scissors are staying in the same place. They are not moving around my paper. They are just opening and closing, opening and closing. We are not moving them around. They're staying still. They're just opening and closing. My lazy hand is doing some work now, and he is showing my scissors where to cut. Okay, and we are just cutting along the sun rays here, along these triangle shapes that we made last time. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and speed this part up, and I'll be right back to show you the next step. Alright, I just finished cutting out my beautiful sunshine, and I have all this scrap piece of paper which we are just going to recycle or throw away. So let me get that out of the way, and we are actually done with our scissors now. So after you get done cutting your sun out, we can put our scissors in a safe place. I'm going to grab my glue brush, and my rainbow pieces of paper. Okay, I forgot to mention, if you don't have this glue set up, you could just use a glue stick or a glue bottle. If you don't have glue at all, then you could just use tape, whatever you want to do. Okay, so to glue on our rainbow, we need to flip our sunshine over. Okay, so the first step after you cut out your sunshine is to flip him over. All right, and then we are actually going to do the rainbow a little bit backwards. Okay, so I have a challenge for you guys to see if you can put these colors not only in rainbow order, but see if you can do it backwards as well. Okay, so we're gonna start over here on the left side of our sun. So we flipped him over and we're starting on the left side. That's where we're gonna glue our first rainbow color. Okay, but we're doing it backwards like I said. So normally we start the rainbow with red, right? Normally we start it with red, but we are gonna challenge ourselves and we're gonna do it backwards. So let's think, which color comes last in the rainbow? Let's look at all these beautiful rainbow colors. We have red, blue, indigo, violet. Which one? Think of Roy G. Biv. The last letter in Roy G. Biv's name starts with a V. Which color here starts with a V? Ooh, if you said violet, give yourself a pat on the back. Good job. So we're gonna start with violet. All right. Once you have your first color here, which is actually the last color of the rainbow, because remember, we're doing it backwards, we are going to just do a little dot, 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 not a lot, because we don't need a lot of glue, do we? Dot, dot, not a lot. And if you accidentally get too much glue, you'll see that your glue will start to drip a little bit. That means we have too much glue if it's dripping. Remember, we don't need a lot. So if it's dripping, you can tell yourself, drip, drip, wipe it on the lip of your glue cup. Do not wipe it on your lips on your face. Ew, not those lips. The lip of the glue cup. That's just the outside edge of your glue cup. Okay, so dot dot, not a lot because we don't need a lot of glue. If it starts dripping, drip drip, wipe it on the lip of your cup. Not your lips, my friends. Okay, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna glue violet on the left side. We're starting on the left side of our sun. So flip your sun over, start over here, and my violet color is gonna go right here. So dot dot, not a lot, drip drip, wipe it on the lip, and I'm gonna do a little dot of glue right where my violet is gonna go. Then I'm gonna stick it down. Okay, notice I'm not gluing it like this. We only need to glue the top portion of our strip of paper to the bottom of our sun. And when we stick it down, we're gonna hold it in place and we're gonna count to 10. So let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's try the wiggle test. All we have to do is wiggle it a little bit. Is my purple piece falling off? Nope, so we're good to go. We can go on to the next color. So what color, do you remember what color comes before violet in the rainbow? Is it blue? No, it's not blue. It's that one weird color that starts with the letter I. Is it green? Does green start with the letter I? No, green starts with the letter G, so we know it's not green. What about indigo? Yeah, indigo starts with the letter I. So right next to violet, over here on the left side, I'm gonna glue indigo. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my glue, dot dot, not a lot, drip drip, wipe it on the lip, and I'm just gonna do a little dot of glue where I want my indigo to go. And I'm gonna press it down, and I'm gonna count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, let's see if indigo's staying in place. Indigo's trying to move around a little bit, so if that happens to you, all you have to do is just get a little bit more glue, put it down in place, and then try to glue it down again. And we're gonna press down and count to 10. And let's see if that worked. All right, indigo's staying in place now. Awesome, I can move on to my next color. Which color comes before indigo in the rainbow? Is it yellow? No, it's not yellow. I'll give you a hint. This color starts with the letter B. Oh, yes, blue. Okay, so we're gonna glue blue down now. Bring my glue over, dot, dot. Not a lot, drip, drip. Wipe it on the lip, put a little dot of glue. And press our blue color down and count to 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right, my fingers are getting a little bit sticky, but that's okay. At the end of class, Miss M will give you a wipe if your hands are sticky after you guys line up, okay? We are not gonna wash our hands because we ain't got that kind of time in art class now, do we? If you get glue on your hands, you can just actually wipe it on your messy mat to get it away. And if your hands are still sticky, Miss M will give you a wipe at the end of class. Okay, so I'm gonna do that for all of my colors. I'm gonna glue them to the bottom of my sun until I get to my last color, which is actually the first color of the rainbow. And which color is that? Do you know? Yes, it's red. So red is gonna end over on the right side of our sun. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish gluing my colors, and then I'll be right back to show you the next step. All right, I have all my colors glued down, and I'm just making sure that they are stuck nice and tight. I'm gonna do one last wiggle test just to make sure. Oh my goodness, 2 of my colors fell off. Aw, what can I do? Yes, I can just try again. So add a little bit more glue, dot, dot, not a lot, drip, drip, wipe it on the lip, and try again. All right, I just fixed my red and my orange. They were trying to run away, but no way, Jose, you're staying right here. So I just added a little bit more glue, and now we are good to go. After you finish gluing all your colors, making sure they're not gonna run away, we can flip our sun over carefully because that glue is still drying. And if you notice, we did the rainbow backwards on the back side of our sun because when you flip it over, it makes it the correct rainbow order. So we know red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. And that is the correct order of the rainbow. It's not backwards anymore, is it? So good job. Now there's one last step, and we are going to take the bottoms of these strips of paper, and we're gonna add a really fun, like 3D technique. So instead of them just being flat and straight and a little bit boring, if you ask me, we're gonna curl them a little bit. We're gonna make them swirly and more beautiful. So I'm gonna start over here on my red one, and I'm gonna take my fingers and I'm gonna pinch right on the bottom of my red piece. Okay, you need to be careful because that glue is not completely dry yet at the top of our strips of paper. So just be careful when you're doing this part. I'm gonna go to the bottom of my piece, and one color at a time, I'm just gonna start taking my thumbs and my pointer fingers, and I'm gonna start twisting it up. I am not folding it, I'm more rolling it into a little tube, kind of. And we're gonna roll it up, and let's see what happens after we roll it. Oh, he stays in place, and now look. It creates a spiral. Can you see that? That looks very cool. It's a lot more interesting to do this to the ends of our strips of paper here because it just looks a lot more fun when it's curled like this instead of if it's just straight. Okay, so I want you to practice taking your 2 fingers, your thumb and your pointer fingers, grab the bottom of your colored piece of paper. We're not folding it. Folding it is when you put a crease in your paper. We are rolling it into a tube shape, and we're gonna roll it. You don't have to roll it all the way up to where your sunshine is. You can just roll it a little bit if you want to. So I want my red to be a little bit shorter, so I rolled it more. I want my orange to be a little bit longer, so I didn't roll it as much as my red one. And I'm gonna do this for every single color. Just using my thumbs and my pointer fingers, and I'm rolling it up into a little tube. It's almost like we are rolling up a sleeping bag if you've ever tried to do that. Okay, so I want my yellow to be a little bit shorter, so I'm going all the way up, and when I let go, it opens up, and it makes it very fun and bouncy. Makes it a lot more interesting than these straight ones over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish twirling or swirling or rolling these other colors here, and I'll be right back to show you what mine looks like. All right, and there are all my strips of paper, spiralized, I guess now, because it kind of makes like a spiral line. If your spirals are very tight and skinny, like that is, then you can actually just unroll it a little bit and it'll make it a bigger spiral, like this yellow one here. I just unrolled them a little bit after I rolled them up, and it made them bigger spirals. Okay, and that's the end of our project. I know you can't really see it that well, but we have our beautiful sunshine up here using lines and shapes, and then we learned how to put our rainbow order together, and we even learned how to do it backwards. So this is a big challenge, but I think we can do it. Actually, I know we can do it, and I can't wait to see how your beautiful sunshine rainbows turn out. I know they're going to be amazing because guess what? You guys are amazing. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.